Since the birth of social media, I've definitely been a bit of a social media addict. I've always been into sort of computers and computery bits and computer games, but social media has been one of those things which I've found hard to put down. And it's no surprise, considering the dynamic of social media is basically gamification of conversation. And it causes, those likes and those shares and those comments all provide dopamine hits. And people with ADHD or other forms of neurodivergence that might lower the levels of dopamine in your system will find that they can get that hit there again and again, especially if they get that one post that goes at least semi-viral. It's like, wow. And they don't even realize they're doing this. And I even found, as I've got older and more bored with social media or got into conversations that I knew was going nowhere, that I still persisted in those conversations. And I really shouldn't have. But I couldn't let them go. And I have been trying more and more over the last year or two. So learning when to stop. We're learning to just go, okay then. But what I've noticed recently, and it's a combination of how busy I've been at work and home, and I suppose the ADHD medication, is that I don't feel the need to constantly check my phone. I see that I've got 20 outstanding notifications and I'm like, yeah, and what? Doesn't really matter. And it's a really odd change in my mental state. And I hope that when my work volumes die off a little bit, I'm not going to be inspired to be on social media more again. Whereas before, even when I was busy, I would always be checking my phone, responding, quick responses, even if it was, I'll get back to it later, and making a note that, when I actually got a break, to come back to it. I don't care. Occasionally, I might jump on, make a response to a certain thread or anything like that, but I finally got to the point where I feel like I can leave it, and I really hope that continues. What about you, though? Have you found that since getting your diagnosis, your medication, and been working on yourself, that you're less addicted to social media? Or have you never been addicted to social media, even though you're neurodivergent?